Hello, this is Candy. Um, so I'm feeling a little weird right now, but I'm gonna be all right. I'm all right. I think I'm feeling weird because of I got very little sleep between last night and this morning, and I mean, I can't believe they vibrate me when I'm outside now. I thought it was just an inside thing and an at-home thing. And it really feels like as if I'm being electronically beat up with like a whole bunch of fists punching at me very fast all at once, you know. And last night, well, it was actually earlier this morning, they forced diarrhea at me twice. Once around I think 2:30, and another time it was after like 5:45 in the morning. And so, not to be graphic or tell TMI, but I ran out of my regular baby wipes, and I had no choice but to use the alcohol wipes, so it burned. And it's like they forced diarrhea and urinate me. It's like I'm awakened out of my like what was about to be my sleep, and then forced to run very far, and I end up getting some pee on myself in the process, even with the pad on, the bladder pad. And as I'm running, and can no longer hold my pee anymore, like no longer powerful enough to hold my own urine anymore. It's like against my will. And then I'm sitting here thinking I just have to pee. And then I end up not having to make the diarrhea until as I'm peeing, but they force both of that. But I end up not even thinking I have to make diarrhea also until after I'm already peeing. And then I'm like, damn, you know. So right now I'm feeling like out of breath, and like my heart is feeling heavy, and I'm feeling like breathing hard, and feeling like like up in here in my head feels kind of weird and dizzy, like. So I know that may sound repetitive with some of the things I'm saying, but Alex usually, he would take the route 31 and the 43. Now it seems like he takes the 45 sometimes. I don't have much need to take the 45 nowadays, but I thought about getting away to get out of Pensacola just to get away from him, you know. Um, but I know winter is coming up soon, and I'm surprised and disappointed that I still don't have a place. I mean, today, when this other person reached out to me from Facebook, I think she was a fake TI perp. She messaged me at exactly 1:11 this morning, but I was trying to go back to sleep. And she told me, oh, why don't you, this old idiot ass cars. She was like, why don't you come up here to Pennsylvania, and you should get a passport or something like that, she said. And she seems like her English is not that great, but it looks like she's Muslim or something. But she looks like she's black, but maybe African Muslim, I don't know. But she was look on Craigslist and give me suggestions to places like Milton, Florida, and Pace, Florida. And it's like, I don't mind living in Milton or Pace, but I don't have a car. I don't have, you have to have a car to go to Milton or Pace. But it looks like this. With the income that I have, it's not enough to get a place unless it's low income. And that Johnson Lakes Apartments, I think they said I was $12 or $13. My income was $12 or $13 short per month. In order, and they said that they were booked and didn't have any rooms anyway. So I can't believe that place is like a Pensacola's version of New Orleans Towers with the low income disabled place. So I like they don't have. I think they're making people poor on purpose. You know, the government making people poor on purpose, and it seems like as if they're made to be down on their knees, poor, to the point where they freaking sell their soul to the devil, and become a gang stalker or something else, or stupid, or they'll how they say the poor people are highly likely to be criminals, or not always. But they resort to crime, and then they go to jail or prison, and then they have to sell their soul to the devil in order to get out of prison, or make a deal with whatever to get out of prison. Just so dirty. This whole world is so dirty. So this person tried to tell me, this female, she tried to tell me that she wanted me to go to Pennsylvania with her, to come live by her, and then she said, I will pay for your flight and I will pay for your first month's rent and utilities. Well, how can you pay my first month's rent and utilities if you want me to live with you? You're already paying your rent and utilities. And she's like, and I'll buy you some new clothes also. So I told y'all I don't want to go where it's cold or where it's snowing. And there's another lady who was telling me come by her to Oklahoma. I don't want to go where it's snowy, where it's snowing, where it's too cold. And I know it snows in Oklahoma. If it will snow in North Texas, it will snow in Oklahoma. So I don't want to go to Oklahoma. And I don't even know if this lady has anything dirty in mind, but I'm not saying she's a trafficker also, but remember back in July or something, there was a lot of fake TI perps acting like they wanted me to come live with them, and then they get mad when I say no. And I've heard another targeted individual said that fake TI perps use him for human trafficking also. So, I mean, you can't tell me to come like that DJ guy. Yeah, motherfucker, I'm going to keep bringing your ass up. The DJ guy. All you want me to, I said this before, how you expect me to come live all the way to Wisconsin by you, and you just tell me your name is DJ, and you won't tell me anything further? You're very abusive. You must think that you want to be my pimp or something. And you're younger than me, and you want to talk about calling people names. Calling people names has nothing on you. Human trafficking is way worse than calling somebody a freaking name. Because you are guilty of all the names I call people. So, he refused to even tell me how he got my phone number. Yeah, he claimed to be targeted and say that he got shot in the leg by the police. And I had this discussion on Twitter earlier this morning about how, targeted individuals, selling out. Sometimes I did a YouTube video on that a while back, about targeted individuals selling out. So that's why they either sell out or they've been a perp the whole time and just faking to be a perp. But that's a lot of us having this situation with some people who pretend to be, and then they have, I guess you could say, false evidence appearing real and like a movie, so that way you'll think they have true evidence of their street theater or noise campaign when it was all scripted, even by them. And then they'll go show a video and you can't tell the real from the fake. So if I, like, say for example, that janitorial job that I was working on PSC campus, which is right close by, that janitorial job, I get $803 a month in SSI and Social Security. That's not enough to get a regular $500 apartment because they want 3.5 times the rent. So if I get, if I have this plus, I was getting like $150 a week, working 20-something hours part-time, or $300 every 2 weeks. So if I were to work full, which they weren't letting me work full-time, I would have to work full-time, and they weren't even letting me. So my income plus a part-time job is still not enough money for me to get a $500 apartment that requires 3.5 times the rent. Can't y'all believe that? So, yeah, so let me see. 8 plus 6 is 1,400. Plus take taxes out. About, I don't know, let's see. Yeah, that's not the 1,700 a month, like, threshold or whatever. I don't know if that's the right word, but I know I have to get out of the cold. And, it really scares me about the homeless sleeps. And, I don't, even what happened super early this morning really it scared me with that police officer. He scared me. I guess he just wanted, I've been, ever since foster care, been definitely afraid of police and traumatized by every police, female or male. So, and then what happened just this past Friday, I've been gang stalked heavily by police ever since after what happened Friday. Even worse, by police. And when I was living in Los Angeles, and had that Section 8 apartment, I could never understand why I don't even have to go outside, because I would go mostly 1 week without even setting foot outside my door. And the very moment I look out my window, a police officer is just passing by. And I wonder, how is that so, with such perfect synchronicity, that each and every time I look out, a police officer is passing by. But some people say California is a police state. Well, America is a police state. So it's like the cops are everywhere. And just like gang stalkers are everywhere. If they have too many cops and then they have regular citizens, like almost everybody's a perp, and you feel like the only gang stalker, I'm like, who the hell is not a gang stalker around here? And just so many of them, everybody. And so, I think I did mention earlier that gang stalkers, they remind me of demon-possessed rats. Right now, my chest is hurting. Oh, let me show y'all. My chest is, wait. I can't even put this, but my chest is hurting, like, on the right side, like, right here, for a few seconds. That's how you know it's the electronic weapons. But this life is really scary. I don't know. It's like, so I just not long ago called for the I not long ago called the bus station. They said that 59X bus wasn't gonna it wasn't gonna be running for an indefinite amount of time. it's like last night is an example of a night why I can't be a cab driver, because I didn't get sleep. See, sometimes it kind of looks like as if I'm starting to get gray hair, like a couple of strands. I'm too young. I'm 37, but it looks like a couple of gray strands. Ever since I was 32. Um, but I hope it's not a gray strand. But anyway, um, so I'm traumatized by cold. I'm in Pensacola. I know it can't always be warm, but this morning I felt scared to get up out of my sleeping bag because just afraid of cold temperature touching my skin. Even my brother Sean, he also said years ago that he's afraid of cold temperature, afraid to be too cold. And, we both will suffer extreme fear of cold temperature. But I'm sitting here thinking this, okay, if somebody be like, well, come on to Minnesota. If I go to Minnesota, I'm like, well, I don't want to go to shelters because of exploitative prison scam cult that force religion down your throat and take all your money, and they force you to wear a mask. I don't want to do all that. Plus, it's just like another prison. Some people say it's like a concentration camp. So if it's, we don't deserve to be punished or live in a prison-like environment just because we don't have our own place to live. And I feel like this: if I go to Minnesota or something by somebody, by the time I take the money, the bus, even bus fare, forget airfare, but they saying that airfare is cheaper, but you're forced to wear a mask on a plane. But the Greyhound bus, they don't tell you nothing. But say if I take the Greyhound bus to get over to Minnesota, that money, just my bus fare alone to get up there, then I won't have enough money to get a place, and I don't have a place lined up anyway. So it's like nobody's really helping me with the money to get a place here. It doesn't even have to be in Pensacola. I just want it to be down south, It would be nice if I can leave Pensacola, because then Alex will leave me alone, hopefully leave me alone, Because certain places he doesn't bother me. He only bothers me when I'm on the streets and more like during the day, but in certain areas, But he needs to be locked up too, in not the mental institution, because he knows what he's doing, but he needs to be locked up in prison for he needs to be locked, and then he acted like he wanted to try to recruit me to join the gang stalking, and then when I declined, he got even worse. He really hates my presence. That you want to call the police, and so I'm crazy because I don't want to sell my soul to the devil. Is this all what all this about? Because if everybody tells me I'm highly intelligent, but they treat me like I'm slow with no sense and retarded and stuff, like I'm too stupid to know left from right. This sleep deprivation is holding me back. Like, I'm so sleep deprived, I can't even focus on concentrate on cleaning out or organizing my storage unit, so I'm tired of suffering. I'm tired of, and then this morning, I was attacked by at least 2 people on Twitter who claimed to be targeted. I'm like, today is just a bad day. That I'm just everything bad happened this morning. Well, it wasn't as bad as Friday, but it was pretty bad this morning. It's like I have not wait a minute, hold up. Monday, I think it was, I had an okay day. 2 days ago, I think it was. But I'm still been, look at this, trying to distract me on purpose. Idiots. Imagine 800 cars on Canal Street in New Orleans and you hear that. Every car or every house in Los Angeles is blasting loud music, nothing but loud parties. Those people need to have their vehicles confiscated. But I'm the one who has no business driving. And then people get jealous because I follow the road rules. But you get mad and act self-righteous when I don't want to follow the forced mask wearing rules. And so it's indefinite. I'm afraid to even get a gym membership, because what if I get a gym membership and then a housing opportunity comes up and I can't even cancel that gym membership? But I am almost desperate to do anything to get a freaking shower, but I can't go to the beach because that bridge is broken in half. The brand new bridge, they just built that bridge, and they said that a big barge, a boat had broken in half or whatever. So it's hard to get access to the beach, and that's why the military buses and the beach buses aren't running. I need my own car, and yesterday I thought I was able to get a 3-hour nap yesterday, but then last night I got probably 30 minutes of sleep this morning. Right as I was about to go back to sleep, try to go to sleep, because I just got finished from the forced urination. I know the police always ask me about stuff I know nothing about. Like, it was a female police officer, few months ago, I think it was late last year, and she tried to insinuate that I fit the description of a 12-year-old white girl that ran away from home or something like that. And I actually asked, I said, do I look like a 12-year-old? Do I look like I fit the description of a 12-year-old girl who ran away from home? But that's how they do. The police act like they're really slow, but then they treat us like we're really slow and retarded and dumb. I heard that police they're not going to tell us this, but I heard that they're trained to treat citizens like as if we are scum. Like we are scum. But I saw a video this morning on Twitter where a 12-year-old girl got physically abused and beat up by a white male police. I think he beat and choked the 12-year-old girl for nothing, and it happened right around the time of George Floyd thing or whatever. But I want to say this person, I don't remember his username, but he claimed to be targeted or was following other targeted individuals, and he said, well, if you're homeless, how do you have a cell phone? And I cussed him out, and I told him, go lick Satan's ass, and so then they had this girl. She never follows me on Twitter, but she's always in my mentions on Twitter. And so she tried to falsely accuse me. She tried to say that I'm hell-bent on wanting to dwell on my past traumas. If you're constantly being traumatized, it's not the freaking past, because people keep doing it. If people tell me to let go of the past, if the past is supposed to be let go, well, stop gang stalking me from something of the past that I was supposed to have done. So I'm still being hated and gang stalked from something that happened during my teenage years that I was scapegoated for. That's not my fault. So that's why I say I wonder if that Kraft family had, if they were involved in child sex trafficking. I mean, it seemed like, yeah, I'm gonna say it seems like Monica seemed like she was an underage child sex trafficking recruiter, and I got in trouble for exposing that. Well, I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. All I know is she tried to manipulate people into having sex. And while the foster mom was gone to visit her biological mom, and then the foster mom scapegoated me, saying it was my fault. She didn't get to say the last words to her mother when she passed away. So ever since then, after that, everybody started to call me crazy, and my life been living hell ever since. And yes, I'm gonna keep fucking bringing it up. Just like my biological brother Wyatt got scapegoated when the foster mom's cousin's two sons, Kirk and Brandon, had molested my twin sister when we were little. And Wyatt was some kind of way the scapegoat. But Wyatt is not walking around as a targeted individual nowadays. I don't know what's going on with him. But Wyatt perps me too. I'm going to talk about everything and everybody. And everybody wants to ignore me or try to force muzzle me. You're not a true friend if you're gonna ignore or make me shut up. Because you know what, a lot of us are. I mean, and that Eleanor Clementine girl that tried to say, "Oh, you hell bent on wanting to dwell on the past," or whatever she said. But she's always crying about talking about her V2K attacking her. And so, and she said she's HIV positive, and she tweets all that on Twitter, and talks about how she's like constipated all the time. But how you gonna, if they didn't stop, so it's not my traumas and hurts. I heard that there's a specific kind of PTSD specifically for targeted individuals, but I forgot what it was called. But I'm gonna have to go now because my storage space is running out. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.